No matter the weather, the West Bloomfield Parks team is hard at work to help you enjoy the nature of community. But as the winter goes from unseasonably warm to bone-chillingly cold, it's no small task to keep your favorite parks open and safe throughout this portion of the year and beyond. With us now for an inside look is Parks Superintendent Chris Frey. Chris, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Tyler. Good morning.
Yeah, glad to have you on the show as we're going into an interesting period, I'd imagine, for your team that is always hard at work, keeping the facilities up and running all throughout the year. This is a unique challenge because of how low the temperatures are. What are some of the challenges that this presents to your team as you keep these parks open for people all throughout the year?
Sure. Yeah, the parks, they never close. We're always open. But in the wintertime, we do close a few of our seasonal restroom buildings. They are uninsulated, unheated, so some of those restrooms are closed. But we do have restrooms open in the wintertime at Marshbank and Arrowhead and some other facilities. But we have building facility guys on staff that look after our buildings year-round. They do weekly building checks. This time of year, they're doing them on Mondays, Fridays. After the weekends and before going into the weekends. We have building management systems on our buildings that our staff can look at temperatures and to make sure there's no excessive water flow, meaning maybe a frozen pipe has burst or something. They can see that on their handheld devices. They can see that on their desktop devices. They have alerts in those systems that will alert somebody if the temperature drops too low or if water starts moving where it's not supposed to. So our staff is doing preventative maintenance when they can. You know, it's important to do it in the fall, going into winter, with filter changes and any kind of squeaks or things that they hear that aren't right. We'll get service guys out and get things taken care of. So preventative maintenance in the fall, obviously throughout winter if you can, and in keeping up on your maintenance. You know, like I said, filters are very important. This time of year with the snow and the wind that we've been having, you know, a lot of modern heating systems in homes and buildings have exhaust, but they also have suction side that the system brings in fresh air from the outside and circulates through the system and then discharges through the exhaust. So making sure that both of those devices on the outside of your home or buildings are free from snow and snow drifts and things like that. So, but yeah, we're always going through buildings, making sure things are staying warm and dry and safe. That's just one of the many things that the building guys are doing this time of year.
Yeah, you and I have had these conversations off air in the past about when the temperatures drop this low, and they could be as low as -25 with wind chill in the coming days. That has a big impact, I'd imagine, on surfaces. And as people are walking on trails or walking on safety paths at Marshbank Park or Drake Sports Park or other facilities and parks throughout the greater West Bloomfield area, what challenges does this deeply cold weather present to your team as you're doing anti-slip measures on those different surfaces?
Sure. So obviously we do snow removal here in the park system in many of places around the township. We implemented another tool in our toolbox about 10 years ago. We implemented some liquid de-icing products, and we manufacture brine here at our maintenance department at Marshbank Park, which is a fancy word for a water salt mixture. We're basically melting down salt in a big tank in our garage, and we can make brine, which is basically salt water. We also have the capability of introducing beet juice to it. It's the waste product from sugar beet, and it's a kind of a brown, smelly substance. I'm sure people around the township have smelt it. Surrounding neighboring communities are using it. Wixom, Farmington Hills, Farmington, Novi. A lot of folks have been getting on board and using this stuff over the years. And what the beet juice is doing is basically lowering the freeze point of the brine, and it does have a stickiness to it that sticks to the surface. So it's a little bit different than just going and throwing salt on your driveway or sidewalk before it snows. Putting down salt, obviously it snows on top of that salt. The salt only lasts until it's diluted from the snow, and then it's gone. This beet juice and the salt brine beet juice mix sort of does the same thing. Obviously, the brine wears off after it sees so much snow, but the beet juice that is underneath that snow and onto the surface, it holds to the pavement. It prevents bonding. So when you drive on your driveway or walk on your sidewalk on top of the snow, and it gets all packed down to the hard surface, what the beet juice is doing is kind of it's making this layer of material to where the snow doesn't bond. So it's safe to walk on, safe to drive on. It's not slippery, but you can walk all over it, drive all over it, and the snow peels right off the ground. So it's helping us remove hard packed snow. If we can't be somewhere and a park gets driven on or sidewalks get walked on and we haven't cleaned them yet, we have the mixture on the ground before it starts snowing and prevents bonding. Another important thing going into this weekend and throughout winter is regular salt stops working at 20 degrees Fahrenheit. When we introduce beet juice into our mixture of our de-icing products, it lowers the freezing temperature to 20 to 25 below zero. So we can still use this product when salt stops working. So we pre-treat our parking lots and sidewalks when we can before a snow event, as long as the event doesn't come in as rain, so it doesn't wash it away and we're just wasting the product. So as long as the event comes in as snow, we can get the product down before it snows and it's underneath that snow. And even when we clear snow, we're de-icing after a snow event, after we're shoveling and plowing with the liquid materials to try to get more beet juice back onto the surface. Sometimes if it's a heavy snow event and it's snowing all day, the liquid can't keep up with that. We will introduce some good old-fashioned granular rock salt, but we try our best to use the liquid when we can. On super cold days, we will actually throw a little bit of snow. A little bit of salt. Yesterday when it was blowing real bad, we had to do both applications. We did a light salting and then a heavy liquid application. So to try to get that liquid to activate the rock salt, to try to get some melting out of that salt, because if not, you just apply that salt on the ground these days, but it's super cold and it's just not working. So basically, it's just another tool in the toolbox that we have, and we're thankful we have it because we can keep things a little bit cleaner, a little bit safer for folks to come out and enjoy the park.
Yeah, people are still going to want to go out there. You know, we don't necessarily encourage people spending a lot of time outdoors at the peak of these low temperatures, or well, more likely the valley of these low temperatures in the frozen tundra of greater West Bloomfield in the coming days, but they are going to be out there. The good thing is we got an expert team in your department over on the park side of West Bloomfield Parks. And how does their level of expertise, so many different people across the board on your team that have a lot of different past career experience and technical experience, how does that level of expertise across your team end up benefiting West Bloomfield Parks in what can often be these complicated situations?
Sure. Myself, I have a landscape background. I owned and operated a landscaping company before I came here for about 10 years. We have some other people on staff that have owned and operated or worked at landscaping outfits, so they saw some of that experience before they got here. We have ASE certified mechanic that works here. We have licensed builders that work here. So we have a wide range of folks with a lot of different job knowledge and experience working here in the parks. We have folks like myself that have been 26, 27 years here. We have folks that are new to the team and they've been here for a year. So we have a wide range of work background, longevity here on the job, so we know how things are going and how they're supposed to be handled. We also send our folks, we spend a lot of money, not only on the park side, but the rec side, the administration side, the whole entire department, a fairly substantial amount of money on training. We do a lot of training, even in-house. We do monthly training in-house. We send staff to outside training, myosha training and chainsaw training, and every month guys are getting trained here at the shop. Some repetitive stuff that we train on every year. It's seasonal, so we talk about, snowplow stuff when we go into the snowplow season. We talk about baseball field equipment that we use going into our baseball season. So we change our training strategies as to what season we're going into, but they also hear it on the outside from week-long seminars on safety and and even management stuff. It's not only the safety part of it, but management, schooling, training. We're sending staff from this whole department all over this great state, and luckily we can do that and take advantage of that training. But a lot of training goes into the staff here at West Bloomfield Parks.
And all helps to keep these parks open, even when there's inclement weather, as we're expecting in the days ahead. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and stay warm this weekend.